You are about to hear something that almost no one else on this earth was ever meant to hear. This is something profoundly sacred, something completely hidden from the normal, everyday world. But first, before absolutely everything in your reality changes forever, I need you to pause, take a deep breath, and ask yourself one very important thing. Why do I feel this exact emotion right now? Why did your heart suddenly skip a beat or completely stop the very moment you saw this message cross your path? Why did you feel deep down in your chest like this was calling out your specific name? I will tell you why. Because it is calling your name. It has been searching for you across time and space, and it has finally found you. Before we go a single step further, I need you to know that sharing this prophecy with someone you love will instantly multiply the favor over your own life. Send this video to just one person right now to extend this divine blessing to a soul who desperately needs to hear it today. Archangel Michael, the great heavenly protector, steps forward right now to say something vital, the one you miss so deeply, the one you love with all your heart, the one who left this physical world far too soon. They are desperately trying to reach you right in this very second. And if you choose to skip this, if you silence this fragile, beautiful moment in time, they might never get another chance to speak to you like this again. I know exactly what you are thinking in your mind right now. You are thinking that maybe this is just another random message on your screen. You might be telling yourself that this is just a coincidence and nothing more. You might be trying to protect your heart from feeling hope again. But I promise you, with all of heaven as a witness, it is not a coincidence. This is the ultimate message. Heaven itself has been waiting for hours, literally holding back the normal flow of time, just to deliver this directly to your spirit. The spiritual winds have shifted in your favor. The timeline has finally opened up. And at long last, you are right here where you belong. You did not come across this message by chance or by luck. Your very soul was summoned to this exact, precise moment in your life. The angels are gathered around watching right now. They are quite literally holding their breath to see what you will do. And Archangel Michael himself steps closer and says, "My beloved and precious child, this is your final warning. If you close this message right now, you will never know the vital truth they were so desperate to tell you. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry when Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you." Every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith. And as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Please do not skip this. I am asking you from the bottom of my heart, do not walk away. Something incredibly important is about to disappear into the wind. And the person who passed away, the one whose memory still brings hot tears to your eyes when you are alone, they actually begged the angels to step in. They pleaded with heaven to stop you from making a terrible mistake that could change absolutely everything about your beautiful future. There is something happening behind your back right now in the unseen world. There are things in motion, things you cannot see with your physical eyes. And if you do not listen to this warning, you will only realize the truth when it is far, far too late to fix it. Archangel Michael says clearly, this is not a random coincidence. Your loved one has been trying to reach you for days and for long, lonely nights. Their soul was whispering your beautiful name during those long hours when you tossed and turned and could not sleep. That heavy feeling you had in the dark, that was not just a weird dream. That was not just your tired imagination playing tricks on you. That was them. It was them crying out, calling your spirit, hoping and praying you would finally see this message. And now, thank God, you finally have. Archangel Michael says they were taken from this earth way too soon, and you need to know that their absolute biggest fear was not death itself. They were not afraid of crossing over into the light. Their biggest fear was you forgetting the words they never got the chance to say to you. In that tiny fleeting moment right before they passed into eternity, they had one final thought, and that beautiful, pure thought was entirely about you. And now they have sent a real sign to prove it. This very message is that exact sign. They are practically screaming through the halls of heaven, begging the angels, please show this to them before the window closes and it vanishes forever. Do you want to know what they saw in their mind's eye right before they left this world? They saw you. They saw your face, your smile, your struggles, and your beautiful energy. And because of that deep love, you are now standing in the absolute most sacred moment of your entire life. You are literally standing inside a divine portal where earthly time bends and warps, where the hidden truth is finally allowed to be spoken out loud without any worldly interference. This is the exact reason why you have been feeling so off lately. You have probably felt a heaviness, a strange shift in your energy, or a feeling like you are waiting for something massive to happen, but you do not know what it is. This is why you have been constantly thinking of someone very special who is gone. This is exactly why the clocks you look at have been repeating the same numbers over and over again. The entire universe has been carefully and quietly preparing your mind and your heart for this single, monumental message. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you, is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. Archangel Michael says with great authority, they have waited long enough in the silence. Please do not make them wait in the shadows anymore. You were simply not supposed to know this heavy truth until this very day. That is the reason why it feels so incredibly heavy in the center of your chest right now. That is the reason why your eyes might be beginning to water without you even knowing why. It is because your eternal soul remembers them. Your spirit recognizes their unique energy like a familiar, comforting song. They tried so hard to send you comforting dreams in the middle of the night. They tried to send you physical signs like sudden cool breezes, a familiar scent in an empty room, or a song on the radio, but the immense pain and heavy grief you were carrying around like a giant stone completely blocked those delicate signs from getting through until now. But today, right here and right now, the divine door is wide open. Archangel Michael says gently, if you choose to stay here, you will hear exactly what they have been dying, literally dying to say to you. But if you choose to walk away and close this precious message will fade into the background noise forever, lost to the wind. Their absolute final message to you is securely locked inside these words. Your specific name, your unique energy, your entire fate, it was all carved into this specific moment by something purely divine. And the absolute truth is that your pain is not just regular sadness. It is a powerful spiritual signal. It is heaven's special way of knocking loudly on the door of your heart. Archangel Michael says softly, "They are still right here with you. They never actually left your side, not even for a single second, but they desperately need you to know what was hidden from your view." And if you read these words carefully and open your mind, you will begin to actually feel their presence in the room with you. Right now, in this exact second, they are sitting right beside you. They are watching your face. They are whispering words of comfort. They are praying with all their might that you will not skip this, because if you do, their urgent message will disappear with the passing wind. Archangel Michael says they have been trying around the clock to protect your life from what is coming next in your timeline. But without this crucial message, you will be forced to walk into the future completely blind. If you feel the heavy truth of this moment and know in your heart this divine message found you for a reason, type Amen in the comments below. Let this simple word be your first public step in opening the door to the miracle they are trying so hard to send you right now. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, "This is not history. It is a living promise about your future." Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. There is something very important regarding your family circle. They want to tell you something urgent that is about to completely break apart if you do not take action soon. Someone close to you is hiding a very dark secret, and your precious loved one who passed away, they saw this betrayal coming from miles away. They tried with all their fading strength to speak it into existence in their final breath on earth, but no one in the room was truly listening to them. So they waited patiently. They waited and waited in the spiritual realm until God Almighty finally allowed them to speak directly to you through this very moment. You are the only person chosen to hear this specific truth because you are the only one who has the power and the strength to stop what is coming. Archangel Michael raises his hand and says, "This moment is incredibly sacred. This message is spiritually sealed by heaven. This is meant only for your eyes and your ears. Please, my beloved child, open up your guarded heart and read every single word with deep intention. All of heaven is watching you right now, and the one you miss so much is finally ready to tell you absolutely everything." You may begin to feel your skin shiver or get goosebumps as you read this. Do not be alarmed. That is not fear. That is simply your deep soul memory waking up from a long, exhausting sleep. You may suddenly feel a rush of warmth expanding in your chest. That is definitely not anxiety or stress. That is the divine power of the universe trying to burst through the heavy armor you have built around your heart to protect yourself. Liking this video right now is a physical act of faith that proves you are finally ready to drop that heavy armor. Hit the like button to quickly accelerate the divine breakthrough that heaven is preparing for your life today. Archangel Michael says they have completely forgave you. Yes, I need you to hear that clearly. Even if you walked around carrying heavy guilt, thinking that they left this world angry or disappointed in you, they absolutely did not. They left this world whispering your beautiful name with nothing but pure love, with tears of immense gratitude, and with a heart completely full of hope. And all of their hope is resting right here in this specific moment with you. You can feel the truth of this, cannot you? You can feel deep down in your bones that you were always meant to find this. You can sense that all the loud noise and endless confusion in your daily life was actually leading you straight down a path toward this ultimate truth. Archangel Michael says this amazing person loved you so much more than they ever managed to say out loud while they were alive. And now, they want to give you one final, incredible miracle, but you absolutely must stay here to receive it. You must keep listening. There is a critical message regarding your immediate future. It is about a major decision you are just about to make. And if you skip past this, you will be forced to make that life-altering decision armed with only half of the real truth. Archangel Michael warns, you will cry tears of regret for the rest of your life if you ignore this, because this moment, right here and right now, is the very last time they will be granted permission to speak to you like this. They are using the energy of this message to send a beam of brilliant light right through the dark tunnel you have been walking in lately. And the very next few words are going to be their ultimate truth. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you," every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith. And as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. Good. You stayed. That simple, beautiful choice means your soul is truly listening. It means that the angels watching over you know you are finally ready to handle the weight of this profound truth. Archangel Michael steps forward now and says that the absolute core of this divine message begins right in this exact second. It is a powerful truth that will absolutely shake you to your very core. But I promise you with all of my heart, it is also the very truth that will completely save your life. Your sweet loved one wants you to know, first and foremost, that they never actually left the room. Think back to that terrible day when your heart broke into a million pieces. Even on the darkest day of your life, when you thought you were completely and utterly alone in the world. Even when the whole world outside your window went totally quiet and the heavy grief inside your chest felt entirely unbearable. Even in those desperate, exhausting moments when you fell to your knees and whispered to the empty air, "Where are you?" I need you to know they were right there. They were standing so closely behind you, gently touching your shaking shoulder and begging heaven with all their spiritual might to let them speak to you and comfort you. And now, after all this painful time of waiting, heaven has finally said yes. But this divine permission is only granted once. Archangel Michael has personally made a sacred divine deal with God Almighty to pry open this tiny, fragile window in time. He did this specifically to allow this urgent message to come shining through the thick darkness, to let you hear the absolute truth that the ordinary world was never going to tell you. This deep spiritual connection is exactly why you might feel like crying right now. Please understand that this feeling overwhelming you is not sadness. It is the feeling of deep, eternal recognition. Your tired soul is finally recognizing its missing half. And the honest truth is about to pour into your life like a warm, cleansing rain after a long drought. Subscribing to this channel right now is a quiet but incredibly powerful act of obedience that permanently secures your spiritual alignment with this beautiful new season. Hit subscribe so you never miss a single step in your heavenly journey. The specific person you are thinking about right now. Yes, them. The one whose cherished photo you keep so close to your heart. The one whose name you absolutely refuse to delete from your phone contacts because saying a final goodbye just feels too painful. They are standing right here in this divine space with you. And they are looking at you with so much pure love as they say, "Please do not let the world lie to you anymore." Archangel Michael reveals that something incredibly important was deliberately and cruelly hidden from you right after their physical death. And if you do not force your eyes wide open right now, someone else is going to step in and steal what rightfully belongs to you. There is someone in your life who has been quietly watching you from the shadows. This is someone who secretly wants to erase your name from a massive heavenly blessing that was designed and meant only for you and your future. The urgent message from heaven is crystal clear on this matter. There is real money. There is physical property. There is a legal document with your specific name written right on it, but they are trying their absolute hardest to hide it from your view. They are actively trying to shift things around in secret before you ever get the chance to see the real papers. They want you to stay distracted by your daily grief, your exhaustion, and your financial struggles. They want you to remain quiet, passive, and totally unaware of what is rightfully yours. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. But your precious loved one who passed away, they have finally had enough of this wicked deception. Archangel Michael says they literally begged the angels to bring this hidden truth into the blinding light for you, because from their clear viewpoint in heaven, they saw exactly what was coming next. They saw how this deceptive person would smile warmly right in front of your face, pretending to deeply care about your feelings, and then emotionally stab you the very moment you turned your back. They saw you innocently trusting the completely wrong person. They watched you pour your precious, beautiful energy into a dark, selfish soul. They saw you opening your trusting heart to someone who only knows how to take and take without ever giving back. But right here is where the beautiful, undeniable miracle happens. You do not have to walk blindly into that hidden trap. Not today, and not ever again. Because this very message is your divine rescue mission from above. It is a strong, sturdy rope thrown right to your hands in the absolute middle of a raging emotional storm. This message is the bright lighthouse that your wise ancestors lit for you just before they left this world, guiding your ship away from the dangerous rocks. If you are ready to let that divine lighthouse guide you to safety, liking this video is your act of faith that accelerates your spiritual rescue. Press the like button right now to welcome this massive breakthrough and steer your life completely out of the storm. Archangel Michael says with a gentle, comforting voice, "You are not crazy. You were absolutely right to feel what you felt deeply in your gut. You were completely right to suspect the sneaky things you could not perfectly prove on paper. You were right to feel a little unsafe and guarded around that person's heavy energy. Even when everyone else around you told you that you were just overthinking things or letting your fresh grief talk, your deep instincts were never wrong. Your instincts were completely divine. And now, heaven itself is stepping down to absolutely confirm exactly what your soul has been screaming all along. But this sacred moment of revelation is not just about what has been unfairly taken away from you in the past. It is so much more about what is still trying to make its beautiful way to you right now. A massive miracle has been temporarily held back. It has been kept on a frustrating pause by the universe because someone in your daily life was actively blocking your spiritual flow. But your loved ones saw this happening clearly from heaven, and they urgently told Archangel Michael, please give them one last chance to see the full, complete picture. Let them open their eyes to the truth before their beautiful miracle is permanently transferred away to someone else. Yes, you read that correctly. That is exactly what is at stake right now in your life. If you do not receive this divine message in its entirety, if you decide to skip away or scroll past this warning, the miracle you have been desperately praying for can be legally reassigned in the spiritual realm. It will be taken from your hands and given to someone else. That is how serious and urgent this divine window of time truly is. Archangel Michael says confidently, you were never, ever supposed to find this video until you were truly ready to change your fate. And looking at your beautiful spirit now, you finally are. You are finally strong enough to look the lies right in the face. You are strong enough to remember what they softly whispered to you in your dream that one peaceful night. You are strong enough to stand tall and say out loud, I know exactly who I am. I know what I truly deserve. I know exactly who is trying to take it from me. And I know with all my heart who is still fighting for me from the other side. If you truly know who you are and what you deserve, subscribing right now is your ultimate act of obedience. It instantly secures your alignment with the new season of abundance they are fighting to bring you. Because make absolutely no mistake about it, they are fiercely fighting for you right now. They are fighting the spiritual winds to get this vital message through to your healing heart. They are fighting to stop you from making a blind decision that would completely destroy the next 7 years of your beautiful life. Archangel Michael says you must keep your eyes open right now, or this golden door will permanently shut. You have a fragile window of 24 hours, maybe even less. After that short time, this specific energy will shift away. This magical moment will pass into history, and what you could have easily had will be painfully delayed until you finally decide to listen again. But heaven does not want that painful delay for you. They deeply want you to receive all of your blessings. They want you to know the whole truth. They want you to finally and completely believe that they are still wrapped around you, still holding you incredibly close, still whispering your precious name like a holy prayer in the dark. Do you know what they actually saw in their final moments before they passed? They saw your entire future unfold. They saw you rise up from the ashes of your pain. They saw you throwing your head back and laughing freely again. They saw you finally getting absolutely everything you ever got on your knees and prayed for. But right alongside that immense joy, they also saw a dark shadow. They saw a deceptive person, a bitter betrayal approaching your life. And in that holy moment, they swore to God they would never fully leave your side until they could give you this warning. That very warning is exactly what you are reading right now. You still have time to fix this path. Archangel Michael wants to comfort you by saying, you have not ruined your life. You have not missed your final chance to be completely happy, but you are standing right now at the very final doorway. And that heavy door is closing incredibly fast. Will you boldly step through it? Or will you go back to pretending that this spiritual connection is not real? Because the beautiful soul who died, they are saying right now, if you truly love me, please do not ignore me now. Archangel Michael says their bright, familiar energy is actually still glowing softly right inside your room. They are still patiently waiting to be fully heard. They are still begging you to stay just a little bit longer, because in the very next part of this divine message, they are going to reveal the absolute biggest secret of all. If your spirit is confirming this warning, and you are ready to claim the beautiful future they saw for you, declare your agreement in the comments right now by typing, I claim my blessing. Let these words be the spiritual shield that protects what rightfully belongs to you before we move forward. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, "This is not history. It is a living promise about your future." Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. Good. You are still here. Archangel Michael breathes a deep, satisfying sigh of relief. The heavenly angels are still holding the heavy golden gates open for you, and the beautiful soul who has been waiting in the long silence. They just smiled a glowing, radiant smile. They smiled because they know in their heart that you are finally ready to hear the rest of their story without running away from the truth. This next part, it is the most important piece of the entire puzzle. They desperately want to tell you about the exact night they died. Archangel Michael says they never got the proper chance to speak what was truly resting heavy in their heart before they had to leave their physical body. The illness, the suddenness, the pain, it all happened so fast. But now, through this divine portal, through you reading these words right now, they finally can speak their truth. On that fateful night, as the end drew near, they were not actually afraid of dying. They were not scared of the bright light or the heavenly journey ahead. They were absolutely terrified of not getting to look deeply into your eyes and properly say goodbye. As they lay there, they thought endlessly about your sweet face, your comforting smile, your joyful laugh, and your entire future without them to protect you. They were terrified that you might incorrectly think they gave up on you or stopped fighting. But I need you to know they never gave up, not even for a single fraction of a second. As their spirit gently lifted and left this physical world, their soul immediately reached back out for you. In that very last earthly breath, they looked up into the blinding light and asked the angels, "Will they know that I still love them?" And Archangel Michael stepped forward, placing a hand on them, and gently replied, "Not yet, but someday." Yes, my dear friend, that someday is right now. This is the exact moment they dreamed of from the other side. This is their miraculous golden chance to say all the beautiful things they never got to say. Things like how incredibly proud they are of the strong person you have become. Things like how they never once stopped watching over you, even during the dark days when you felt completely ignored and thought they were gone forever. Things like how they watched you become so much stronger than they ever imagined possible. But alongside that overwhelming love, there is something else they need to urgently deliver. Something incredibly heavy they simply could not tell you while they were still alive. It is a deep family truth. It is a dark, ugly lie, cleverly wrapped up in the soft disguise of love. It is something they accidentally overheard when no one thought they were listening. It is something they witnessed with their own eyes in the background. At the time, they were simply too afraid or too weak to confront it before they passed away. But now, unbound by earthly fears and human limitations, they can speak it to you freely and completely. Archangel Michael says, "Someone you deeply trust has not been honest with you at all. This deceptive person constantly wears a friendly smile, but their inner heart is dark, jealous, and selfish. They have been secretly manipulating your life's path quietly, very gently, but with a very cruel purpose. They absolutely do not want you to succeed or find true happiness, because your bright success would shine a massive light on them and expose the terrible things they have been hiding in the dark. Your loved ones saw all of this happening, and they have been trying so hard to warn you from the other side. Every suddenly broken friendship, every strange delay in your finances, every weird, unlucky coincidence you have faced recently, it all ties directly back to this one person's negative, draining influence. And unless you completely release their heavy energy right now, you will drag their dark curse straight into the next beautiful season of your life. Archangel Michael says with a voice of pure authority, "The next 6 weeks of your life are absolutely sacred. What happens in these next 6 weeks will completely define the next 6 years of your reality. But that beautiful, abundant future will only happen if you find the courage to walk away from exactly what is draining you. God Almighty does not bless the things that drain your spirit. Your beautiful past loved one is practically begging you from the other side right now. Please, they say with absolute, desperate urgency in their spirit, do not give another single ounce of your precious energy to the one who always doubted your worth. They want you to know with complete certainty that they saw absolutely everything from heaven. I saw exactly what they said behind your back when you were completely innocent and not in the room. I saw the cruel, calculated lies they spread to others to dim your light. I saw the exact heartbreaking moment they made the conscious choice to betray your beautiful, trusting heart. And it completely broke my spirit because I could not reach down through the clouds and stop it from happening until this very moment in time. That is the exact divine reason why this powerful message came to you precisely when it did today. It arrived perfectly on time to forcefully warn you, to mentally and spiritually prepare you, and to give you the absolute upper hand before it becomes entirely too late to change your course. Because a brand new, glorious season is arriving in your life right now. A massive spiritual shift is happening in the atmosphere around you. A golden opportunity, the very exact beautiful thing you have been praying and crying out for in the dark, is coming closer to you every single day. But there is a catch. If your personal energy is still tied up in that toxic person, the heavenly blessing simply will not be able to come through. By simply liking this video, you are performing a powerful act of faith that permanently cuts those toxic ties and accelerates the heavy flow of your divine breakthrough. Hit like to instantly clear the path for your miracle. God Almighty is a God of endless love and overflowing abundance, but He absolutely does not bless the situations or the selfish people that constantly drain your beautiful spirit. So, I need you to consider this your ultimate spiritual test of faith. Your precious loved one is saying to you right now, I am still right here to guide your steps, but you absolutely must be the brave one to take the very first step forward. You must willingly leave the door of your heart open long enough for this heavy, profound truth to fully settle deep into the roots of your soul. Remember that this message does not end with you. People can use your breakthrough to get where they need to go, through the link in the description or the pinned comment. Whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community, you can help this mission. By doing so, you are sowing into the awakening, deliverance, and restoration of souls who are still trapped in darkness. This is not poetry. When Jesus says, "Give, and heaven will open over you," every seed you plant turns into oil for your destiny, fire for your calling, and safety for your family. Now is your time, my child. Have faith. And as you do, watch God multiply what you let go of. You may be sitting there feeling completely overwhelmed, wondering to yourself, what in the world should I do now? How do I safely handle this heavy truth? Archangel Michael steps in right now to give you 4 very specific divine instructions. Please listen closely and do exactly as heaven instructs. The very first and most crucial thing you must do is remain completely, utterly silent about this divine encounter. Do not run and tell anyone around you about this specific message. You must keep this spiritual secret locked safely in your heart, because not everyone in your immediate circle is spiritually mature enough or trustworthy enough to safely handle the heavy weight of this truth. The second divine instruction is to immediately write their specific name down on a piece of physical paper. Yes, the exact name of the deceptive person you truly believe this message is warning you about. Write down the very first name that instantly popped into your mind the moment you started reading. Do not second guess yourself for a second, because that was not a random lucky guess. That was your pure divine intuition at work. That was your loved one directly speaking that toxic person's name right through your open spirit. The third vital instruction from heaven is to actively start looking for the powerful number 7 in your daily life. The number 7 is heaven's ultimate sign of complete spiritual perfection and completion. It is the absolute sign that the heavenly angels are powerfully confirming every single word in this entire message. Whenever you randomly see the number 7 on a digital clock, on a store receipt, on a license plate, or absolutely anywhere else, I need you to know this one beautiful fact. They are actively watching you. They are guiding your every step. They are walking right beside you in the physical world. And the fourth, final, and absolute most vital instruction of all is that you must not skip the ending of this message, because what comes in the final, beautiful moments of this divine encounter is the exact golden key that will completely unlock the massive miracle heaven has been holding securely for you all this time. You deeply need to understand today that heaven was never, ever trying to punish you for your mistakes. The long, exhausting delays in your life, the painful waiting, the endless daily struggles, absolutely none of that was a cruel punishment from God. It was profound divine protection. The heavenly angels were simply holding back the massive floodgates, waiting patiently for this exact perfect moment in time. They were waiting for this very second to make absolutely sure you were mentally and spiritually ready to safely receive what your loved one died holding on to. And right now, it is finally yours to claim, but only if you willingly open your hands and bravely accept it. Archangel Michael says with a soft, comforting tone that the thin, delicate veil between our physical world and their spiritual world is slowly beginning to close. The bright heavenly light is starting to dim just a little bit in the room. Your precious loved one is slowly being called back into the peaceful, beautiful silence of eternity. But right before they go back into the light, this is their absolute last, direct, loving message to your weary heart. Listen incredibly closely to their words. I am still deeply with you. I am with you in every single brave step you take on this earth. I am with you in every beautiful, familiar song you randomly hear playing on the radio. I am standing right next to you, holding your hand, in every single salty tear you cry alone in the dark. I am not truly gone from your life. I have just beautifully changed my form. I am the gentle, cool wind brushing affectionately against your cheek. I am the comforting, deep silence in an otherwise empty room. I am that sudden, completely unexplainable burst of strength you feel right when you thought you had absolutely nothing left in the tank. And I desperately need you to start fully living your life right now. I need you to shine your bright light for the world to see. I need you to completely stop waiting for other people's permission and start actively choosing your own deep joy. You are the real miracle here. Now please, go out there and boldly claim the beautiful, abundant life I saw for you when I looked at your sweet face for the very last time. Archangel Michael steps completely forward now and places his heavy, warm, incredibly protective hand right on your tired, slumped shoulder. He leans in close and whispers directly into your spirit, "It is entirely done." But it is only done if you truly choose to believe it. And so, all of heaven stops everything just to watch you. Your beautiful name is now visibly pulsing with a high, incredibly divine frequency. It echoes gently and beautifully through the heavenly realms where earthly time simply does not exist, where earthly pain absolutely cannot follow you, and where pure, unconditional love is totally eternal. Archangel Michael stands before you with his mighty glowing sword lowered safely to the ground. He has not lowered it for battle, but he has lowered it to offer you a profound, life-changing blessing, because the exhausting, lonely spiritual war you have been fiercely fighting all by yourself is officially, finally over. Please know that every seed you plant in this mission will grow into a torch that shines in someone else's darkness. Giving to this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community, does not go to a channel. Your actions are supporting a divine mission to save lost souls. Heaven moves through willing voices, but it grows through hearts that are kind. This is what I say over you now. Each gift you give is like a stream of living water that flows into the life of someone who needs healing. Give, and it will be given to you is not just a verse for Jesus. It is a living promise that shapes your future. Allow me to invite you now with a simple act of faith. Come into this moment with purpose, with honesty, and with hope. The money you give today is not a donation. The act of spiritual obedience that lets your heavens open is what opens them. Let go of your seed and see what God brings back into your life. The crushing, suffocating heaviness you have carried around on your back for so long, it is finally melting completely away. It is melting quietly, softly, and completely supernaturally. You do not even have to try to be strong anymore. You just have to simply allow it to happen. Allow the pure love to wash over you. Allow the heavenly help to enter your life. Allow the total restoration of your broken spirit. Subscribing today is your physical act of obedience that officially allows this heavenly help to stay. It secures your deep alignment with the glorious restorative season God has planned for you. Click subscribe and lock it in forever. Because from this exact second forward, absolutely everything in your reality changes. Your beautiful loved one is still standing so incredibly near to you. They are not a scary ghost, and they are definitely not just a fading memory in your mind. They are a bright, brilliant light. They are a comforting, solid presence. They are a fierce, stubborn, eternal love that absolutely refused to die. Their warm, loving energy is so incredibly close to you right now that you could literally breathe it deeply into your lungs if you dared to try. And maybe you actually just did. That sudden, strange chill on your arms. That unexpected heavy thump right in the center of your chest. That beautiful, profound stillness that just wrapped around the room. That is them. They are proudly watching you finally realize that all of this is completely real. If you can feel their warm, loving energy in the room with you right now, and you are ready to receive their heavenly guidance, type Amen in the comments below. Let this be your bold declaration that you accept their love and that you are not walking alone anymore. They are quietly watching you realize that absolutely all of it, the repeating crazy signs, the perfectly orchestrated timing, the strange, completely unexplainable coincidences, and this very life-saving message was perfectly and carefully placed directly in your path by heaven's own masterful hand. They desperately want you to finally understand that every single frustrating, agonizing delay in your life was actually a massive, sturdy wall of divine protection, keeping you incredibly safe. They want you to know deep in your soul that the toxic people who selfishly walked away and left your life absolutely had to leave, because they were never, ever meant to go where you are going next. They want you to realize that the specific job or the golden opportunity that slipped right through your fingers and made you cry was never, ever meant to hold your incredible, massive spirit. That the terrible, toxic relationship that completely broke your heart into a million tiny pieces was actually just violently breaking open your soul to finally make room for your true, beautiful destiny. You need to hear this loudly and clearly today. You did not fail at all. You simply beautifully outgrew the small people and the limiting places that were never built strong enough to hold your massive, undeniable greatness. And now, specifically because you know the full truth, you are becoming incredibly, powerfully dangerous to the darkness. You are incredibly dangerous because the bright, blinding light is actively living inside of you once again. True, unshakable hope is living inside of you once again. And faith, a true, solid, totally unbreakable faith, is beginning to burn brightly inside your healing chest. Even if that beautiful faith feels very quiet right now, even if it feels like just a tiny, fragile flicker of a candle, heaven absolutely does not need a massive forest fire to move mountains in your life. Heaven only needs a single, tiny spark, and you possess that spark. Liking this video right now is exactly how you fan that tiny spark into a massive flame. It is an act of faith that tells the universe you are ready, accelerating the profound breakthrough that is standing right at your front door. Archangel Michael looks directly at you with a serious but incredibly loving expression and says, "The very next 14 days of your earthly life will completely and totally define your next 14 months. In these rapidly coming days, you are going to receive a sudden, miraculous, divine encounter. You will clearly experience a massive total reversal of your long streak of bad luck. You will feel a massive supernatural release of deep, old pain, and an unexpected, beautiful golden door is going to swing wide open for you. Something entirely wonderful that you almost completely gave up on is going to circle right back into your daily life. And this time around, you will be totally, spiritually ready to finally receive it. But you absolutely must be warned today. This massive heavenly blessing comes closely followed by a test. You are going to be heavily, constantly tempted to go right back to the toxic, comfortable things you have already painfully healed from. You will be tested and tempted to respond to angry people exactly like the old, broken, insecure version of you would have responded. You will be tempted to settle for much, much less than you truly deserve, simply out of pure, paralyzing fear. Do not do it. I repeat with all of heaven's authority, do not go back to your past. You are absolutely not who you used to be. You are no longer the sad, broken, defeated version of you that constantly begged the cruel world to be seen and loved. You are now the powerful, restored, divine version of you that is being divinely sent out into the world with a purpose. You are actively being sent to completely shake up the spiritual atmospheres you walk into. You are sent to permanently and completely break toxic, generational family cycles. You are sent to carry the bright, blinding light into the darkest of rooms and to create lasting, beautiful peace absolutely wherever you step. You must start walking like you believe it. You must start speaking like you believe it. You must live your life like you believe it. You are rapidly becoming living, breathing proof that God Almighty never ever forgets His beautiful promises. To step fully and boldly into these promises, subscribing to this channel is a necessary act of obedience that permanently secures your alignment with this new season of power. Hit subscribe to anchor your soul to this ultimate truth. Your beautiful loved one watching from heaven clearly sees the entire golden path laid out ahead of you. And let me tell you, it is absolutely breathtakingly stunning. It is not just about merely surviving day to day anymore. It is about absolute, undeniable glory. It is not just about barely getting by. It is about total, overwhelming, massive abundance. They are not just simply proud of you from up there. They are in complete, absolute awe of your strength. They are entirely amazed at how incredibly far you have managed to come while dealing with half the support and twice the terrible pain of a normal person. They deeply, desperately want you to remember this one crucial fact. The absolute hardest, most painful part of your life is officially, permanently done. Now, you finally get to sit back and beautifully receive, and they promise they will not let you miss your incredible blessing this time. In the rapidly coming days, you will begin to physically, undeniably notice the following things happening to you. You will feel totally random, beautiful, overwhelming waves of deep peace wash over you right in the absolute middle of a chaotic, stressful day. You will suddenly remember specific names or faces from your past, returning to your mind with total, profound clarity and divine purpose. You will constantly hear specific, meaningful songs. see repeating angel numbers, or have vivid prophetic dreams that loop over and over again to perfectly guide your steps. You will clearly experience a sudden, absolutely perfect alignment in areas of your life that felt completely stuck, broken, and blocked for years. And you will constantly, clearly hear a soft, incredibly comforting inner voice that gently says to you over and over, something wonderful is coming. When you experience these beautiful things, believe it with all of your healing heart. That is absolutely not a random coincidence. That is your entire earthly timeline shifting perfectly into place. Archangel Michael says with deep, overwhelming pride, you have successfully passed all the hidden, agonizing tests. You passed the secret, painful tests that absolutely no one else in the world ever saw you endure. The tests where you actively chose to show pure, genuine kindness to others, even when your own fragile heart was completely breaking into pieces. The agonizing tests where you bravely chose to stay quiet and peaceful, instead of angrily defending yourself against vicious lies. The beautiful tests where you gave pure, healing love absolutely without any selfish conditions. Heaven clearly saw every single bit of your silent suffering and your quiet, undeniable strength. And exactly because of that, you are now owed a massive, profound debt of blessings. You are not just owed this spiritually in the afterlife. You are owed this physically, right here in this current waking life, in this exact physical body, and in this exact timeline. This incredible, massive blessing is your divine, undeniable inheritance. And no negative, bitter person, no earthly fear, no human being, and absolutely no past mistake can ever, ever take it away from you. From this exact, profound moment on, I want you to speak these powerful, undeniable words out loud into the room. I am in complete, total divine alignment. What is rightfully, beautifully mine is already on its way to me. I boldly receive it right now with total ease and perfect, unshakable peace. As this awakening grows inside you, know that helping with this mission is not a joke. It is a sign from God. You can support this work through the link in the description or the pinned comment, whether by supporting mdevotional, making a donation, or becoming a member of our mdevotional community. By doing so, you become part of Jesus' plan to save souls who are still stuck in fog. Every seed turns into light that fights against darkness. If you water others, you will be watered yourself. Jesus says, this is not history. It is a living promise about your future. Come into this moment with faith and a plan. What God has already planned for your life can be unlocked through your giving. And when you speak those powerful words out loud, your beautiful loved one in heaven smiles the absolute biggest, most radiant smile, because they know you have finally, truly heard them. And it is not just them smiling. It is your own beautiful soul, your own deep, undeniable calling, your own powerful inner knowing. They lean in and say to you now, in their beautiful final whisper for tonight, do not you dare ever give up. We absolutely did not bring you this far just to stop here. Keep going forward. The absolute best part of your beautiful life is just about to begin. If you are stepping fully into this sacred 14-day shift and refusing to go back to the pain of your past, declare your newfound strength in the comments by typing, I step into the light. Let the act of writing these words lock in your alignment and seal your new season of abundance. And with that deep, resounding truth finally spoken into existence, the main warning of this message officially ends. But your beautiful, lifelong miracle is just beginning. Yes, let us close this sacred divine message exactly the way heaven originally intended for it to be closed. We will close it softly with immense, undeniable power, and in a way that is completely and totally unforgettable to your spirit. The deep, heavy silence you might feel in the room right after reading these words is not really empty silence at all. It is incredibly, overwhelmingly full. It is full of a holy, comforting presence, full of overwhelming peace, and full of every single beautiful word your loved one was too afraid or too weak to say to you in physical life. All of those unspoken words are now resting gently, securely, and permanently right inside your spirit. Archangel Michael steps completely forward now, his presence filling the space around you, and says to you, you have finally heard exactly what you were meant to hear today. Now comes the specific, beautiful part that completely changes the trajectory of your entire life. It is what you bravely choose to do with this truth. There are absolutely no more hidden warnings coming. There are no more confusing, difficult signs you have to constantly decode. And there are no more urgent, desperate messages you need to seek out after this one. Heaven has officially and permanently given you the full, unvarnished truth. The beautiful person who died, they have finally told you absolutely everything that was weighing so heavily on their chest. And they are watching you right now with the kind of quiet, deep, unconditional love that only someone safely on the other side of eternity can truly carry. You may feel incredibly heavy right now in your physical body. You may feel a little dizzy, overwhelmed, or completely strange in your own skin. Please know with absolute certainty that is exactly how it always feels when something purely spiritual reaches down and deeply touches something human. That is exactly how it feels when a massive, life-altering miracle is unfolding right in front of your eyes, and your deep, ancient soul recognizes that it is completely real. So I want you to simply breathe. Just take a deep, slow breath in and let all the fear out. Close your eyes for just a second. Let your tired physical body finally catch up to what your awake spirit already knows is true. They are not gone. They were never actually gone from your side. They simply beautifully moved into a different, higher space where pure love has absolutely no physical distance. They moved to a beautiful, glowing place where earthly time does not even exist to hold them back. A place where your familiar, loving voice still reaches their ears instantly, even when you are just crying and softly whispering their name into your pillow at 3 o'clock in the morning. You can freely talk to them right now. You can talk to them tonight, tomorrow, and forever. Because today, that divine, unbreakable connection has been permanently reopened for you. Archangel Michael says with a warm, immensely proud smile, this message was never just a comforting story to make you feel better. It was a literal, spiritual doorway, and you boldly, bravely stepped right through it. From this exact point on, you are going to start noticing incredible, undeniable things. A specific name you have not heard out loud in years will suddenly show up repeatedly in your daily life. The number 7 will appear to you again and again in the strangest places to constantly confirm you are on the right path. Complete strangers will randomly walk up to you and say the exact specific phrases that only your past loved one used to say. Your confusing, messy dreams will suddenly become crystal clear and prophetic. Your heavy, exhausted tears will dry much faster, and that quiet, guiding voice inside of you will get so much louder, stronger, and incredibly peaceful. It is so incredibly good that you are still reading this. Because the absolute most important, most breathtaking part of this heavenly encounter is still waiting to be said. Your precious, beautiful loved one is actually kneeling right now. But please listen to me. They are not kneeling in sorrow, pain, or regret. They are kneeling in pure, joyous reverence. They are kneeling right before the throne of God Almighty, and they are holding your specific, beautiful name up like a holy, glowing prayer. They are asking God, not demanding out of anger, not pleading out of desperate fear, but respectfully asking with happy, overflowing tears of love that heaven completely and permanently grant you lasting peace. They are passionately asking that heaven specifically remember absolutely all the good things you have done in your difficult life. All the pure, unconditional love you freely gave to others, even on the dark days when your own emotional cup was completely empty. All the lonely, agonizing nights you stayed totally silent, violently swallowing your own pain, just to keep someone else feeling strong and safe. They are proudly showing God your deep emotional scars and saying, "See? Look at what they survived down there in the dark. Isn't that beautiful enough?" And God Almighty simply warmly smiles, because God never ever forgot about you for a single second. He has watched your entire, incredibly difficult journey with loving, all-seeing eyes that do not miss a single tiny detail. He saw the quiet, hidden pain you buried inside. He saw the fake, exhausted smiles you wore to work just to get through the day. He saw the desperate, lonely moments you seriously thought about just giving up and walking away from it all. And now, He is directly, powerfully answering your prayers. He is not answering through a scary boom of thunder or a loud voice in the clouds, but through this soft, divine unfolding. He is answering through this very message, through this exact, quiet moment of connection. To fully accept this heavenly answer, liking this video is a simple, beautiful act of faith that will immediately accelerate the divine breakthrough God is releasing over your family. Press like to boldly claim it as your own. This is the very spectacular moment you were destined to finally remember exactly who you are. There is real, tangible money with your specific name permanently written on it. And I do not just mean physical currency sitting in a bank somewhere, but true divine provision, a massive, overflowing inheritance in the spiritual realm and right here on earth. Your loved one desperately wants you to know that someone in your family line, before they passed away, left something very important behind for you. It is a powerful family blessing, a thick shield of heavenly protection, a tangible, wonderful gift, and you are just about to finally uncover it. It might look like a random, unexpected letter arriving in the mail, a surprising, emotional voice message on your phone, a specific name being mentioned suddenly in casual conversation, or a sudden legal opportunity, but it is going to perfectly lead to something absolutely massive for your life. Archangel Michael has been quietly, expertly placing all the broken pieces of your life into perfect position like a grand chessboard. You only need to make your move when your inner peaceful spirit tells you it is absolutely time to move. But right before this massive, life-changing blessing officially arrives at your front door, your loved one is asking you for one very specific, deeply personal favor. They desperately need you to forgive yourself. Please, I am begging you. Forgive yourself for the years you feel like you totally wasted in sadness. Forgive yourself for the toxic, deceptive people you blindly trusted who eventually turned away and broke your heart. Forgive yourself for the times you stayed painfully silent when you know you should have spoken up. Forgive yourself for your totally normal moments of human weakness. Absolutely none of it was your fault. You were simply doing the absolute best you could with a human heart that was already half broken. And yet, despite all that agonizing pain, you still gave love to a cruel world. You still gave hope to broken people. You still bravely shined your light in the darkness. They clearly saw it happen. All of heaven saw it happen. Archangel Michael wants to remind you today that you are no longer waiting for your miracle. Your miracle is actively, impatiently waiting for you. And every single second you spend doubting your divine worth is a second the miracle has to hold its breath, waiting to be formally invited inside. Invited in right now. You do not need a fancy, complicated prayer. You do not need to find the perfect religious words. Just say out loud, "I am ready." Say it loudly in the room. Feel it vibrate in your chest. Whisper it deeply in your soul. That is absolutely all it takes. Heaven does not need loud volume. Heaven only needs your honest truth. If you are truly ready to forgive yourself, release the heavy past, and finally invite this massive miracle into your life, type Amen in the comments. Let this be the exact moment heaven records your heart saying yes to the breakthrough God is initiating over your life right now. Your loved one is gently stepping back now, but only very, very slightly. They are absolutely not leaving you behind, and they never will. But they want to give you the proper, beautiful space to freely move forward. They want you to walk proudly forward into the light and see exactly how incredibly, undeniably powerful you really are. Because they know exactly what is coming for you in the very next 48 hours. There is going to be a massive, undeniable shift in your reality. A sudden message, a deep, restorative connection, a choice that seems incredibly small at first, but will quickly, magically unlock something absolutely massive. If you truly knew what was waiting for you right around the corner, you would not be able to sleep a single wink tonight. You would dance freely in the dark room. You would cry, not from your old, heavy pain, but from pure, joyful, overwhelming anticipation. Archangel Michael says firmly, do not shrink yourself down when your beautiful blessing finally arrives. Do not question for a single second whether you actually deserve it. Do not wait around for someone else to validate or approve it for you. Step right into it boldly, like it already has your name permanently carved onto the golden walls, because it truly does. It was meant to be entirely yours before you were even born into this world. It was delayed by bad energy, yes, but it was never, ever denied by God. And now heaven is completely, entirely clearing the path for you to walk on. There is something else you need to know before we part ways. The beautiful person in heaven actually saw your complete future. They were clearly and vividly shown it right before they sent this exact life-saving message to you. They saw you completely, totally healed from your deep trauma. They saw you deeply, safely, and passionately in love. They saw your bank account completely overflow with total provision. They saw your face physically glowing with absolute, undeniable peace. They saw your heavy, painful tears completely dried up. They saw your genuine, breathtaking smile finally return to your face. They saw your hands joyfully creating massive beauty in the world again. They saw the specific, grand room you are going to walk into very soon, where absolutely everyone turns to look at you. They will not turn to look just because of how beautiful you look on the outside, but because of the incredible, bright energy you now carry. That divine, untouchable, peaceful, and solid strength. That is exactly where you are headed, and you are getting there much faster than you realize. Subscribing right now is an act of divine obedience that guarantees you will reach that beautiful destination. It forever secures your permanent alignment with this new season of strength and peace. Press subscribe and claim your bright future today. But this beautiful destination only happens if you absolutely refuse to give up right now. You are standing almost at the very end of the dark, terrifying tunnel. It has been so dark for so incredibly long that you simply forgot what the warm, bright light even looks like. But you are not crazy. That warm glow you clearly see up ahead, that is completely real. That sudden warmth bubbling up inside your chest right now, that is heaven's ultimate confirmation. That specific sign you keep seeing over and over, that is not your tired mind playing silly games with you. That is your actual, literal miracle enthusiastically waving at you, asking if you are finally ready to meet. Archangel Michael says this is a literal once-in-a-lifetime invitation from the divine. You simply cannot go back to your old life after hearing this profound truth. You cannot go back to the old, comfortable pain. You cannot go back to small, limiting thinking, and you absolutely cannot go back to the people who constantly drain your cup. This message is a permanent, binding spiritual contract. And just by reading this far into it, your beautiful, awakened soul has already firmly said yes. Your loved one is smiling so incredibly brightly now. Their face is incredibly soft. Their heavenly light is growing so much stronger. And their absolute final words to you are beautifully simple. You are always, forever worth fighting for. They believe in your bright, limitless future so much more than you currently believe in your dark, heavy past. And they will proudly, stubbornly walk right beside you every single day until you see it all come to vivid life. You will never, ever be alone anymore. You actually never were. And now heaven is just about to physically, undeniably prove it to you. So please do not be surprised at all when things suddenly and drastically change for the absolute best. When total, complete peace permanently replaces your daily panic. When unexpected money arrives seemingly out of absolutely nowhere. When people around you start treating you completely differently, with deep respect, without even knowing exactly why. You have officially stepped into a high, holy frequency that most ordinary people never ever reach in their entire earthly lives. You have entered the rare, beautiful frequency of being directly heard by heaven. Archangel Michael says, only a very chosen, brave few are trusted with this kind of heavy, divine message. And you are officially, permanently one of them. And now, I leave you with one final, overwhelmingly beautiful truth. It is something you always felt deep down in your bones, but never dared to say out loud. They did not leave this physical world because they wanted to leave you behind. They left because their brilliant soul deeply knew they could protect you so much better from the other side. Please let that deep, shocking truth truly sink into your spirit. They left the physical, limited world so they could stay with you powerfully forever in the spiritual world. Not just in a quiet room, not just frozen in a fading photograph, but actively, beautifully living inside every single miracle that touches your life from this moment forward. Archangel Michael now stands tall, glowing with immense power, and says with absolute finality, "It is finished. It is completely, totally sealed. It is done." And as he turns and walks beautifully back into the brilliant, blinding light, your beautiful loved one turns around one last time too. They place their hand gently over their glowing heart, and without saying a single word out loud, they just smile. They smile because they know you finally heard them, and you will never, ever forget this moment again. You may safely close this message now, but please know with total certainty that what it just unlocked inside of you is going to stay there forever. There is a beautiful stillness in you now, something incredibly deep, divine, and ancient. It is the specific silence that only comes right after something truly, breathtakingly sacred has touched your human spirit. Archangel Michael's final whisper echoes softly. When a human soul completely accepts a message from beyond, the entire universe bends to serve that beautiful acceptance. So now, just watch. Watch how the confusing, broken pieces of your life finally begin to make perfect sense. Watch how you completely stop chasing the things that no longer belong to you, and how the beautiful things meant for you start running directly towards you. That is the true power of truth delivered purely through love, carried gently on angel wings, and planted deep into the rich soil of your soul. Do not just walk away from this and forget. Rise up, truly live, claim exactly what has always been yours, though are always with you. Archangel Michael is with you, and your beautiful soul, it is finally awake. If this divine word has deeply touched your soul today, and you fully accept the beautiful, peaceful life heaven has prepared for you, type Amen one last time in the comments below. Let this final declaration seal this sacred contract and serve as the anchor of faith that activates your beautiful new reality. If this profound message brought healing to your spirit, do not keep this miracle all to yourself. Sharing this video is a beautiful act of love that will multiply your heavenly favor and extend this exact blessing to someone else who is crying out for a sign in the dark. Share this right now and let the divine light spread.